What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, and this is Samsung Galaxy A36 5G tips and tricks and hidden features. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to get the most out of your device. So this is the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. Now this is a very awesome mid-range smartphone, and honestly this phone can do a lot more than you really expect it to be, considering that it is still a very affordable option. And there really are a lot of things to like about this device. We're getting a lot of really excellent cameras here. I also appreciate too that we are getting an in-display fingerprint sensor that is very fast and accurate, so in many ways this phone feels actually pretty premium. Now the first thing I want to do is show you how to customize the lock screen here on the device. So when you're on the lock screen, all you have to do is just hold down, and then from there, put in your fingerprint. And then now, you'll have the option to edit things here. So the first thing you can change is the actual clock icon, and it looks like, there we go, it's all loaded. Just tap here, and then from there, you can customize many different things. So you can change, for example, the actual font that we're getting up here. You can change the color as well. You can also change the amount of boldness. And if you go over here to style, there's a bunch of different styles available as well. You can even add an analog clock, you can add a full calendar, you can add multiple time zones, and there's just a lot of different cool styles here to choose from. There's a few other toggles here as well, so you can have the date above or below the clock, and you can also show weather information, which I feel like a lot of people would want to have. Now, in addition to that, you can add widgets, so lots of different options to choose from, and you can also change these quick access buttons. So if you don't want the phone and camera, instead, you can switch it to other actions on the device. You can change it to airplane mode, the flashlight. You can also pick any app that's installed onto the phone. So that's another nice way to customize the lock screen. Now, if you're looking for a quick and easy way to get to the camera app on the device, all you have to do is just double press on the power button, and then immediately the camera appears. Now you can do this from anywhere throughout the operating system, just double pressing that button, and then now we're quickly here at the camera. Now what's cool too is that you can actually further customize this. So if you pull down the shade, go to the gear icon for the settings, and then from there go to search, type in button, and then you'll see right there side button, so go there. And then you can see that double pressing on that side button does indeed pull up the camera. Now if you tap there, you can actually change what this does. So if you want, you can have double pressing pull up some of these, or you can even go here to apps, and you can have it pull up any app that's installed on the device. So maybe there's a certain app on your phone that you're constantly going to. You can then set it on your Galaxy A36 5G so that if you double press on the power button, it'll quickly pull up one of these apps instead. Now with the Galaxy A36 5G, if you long press on the power button, it's going to pull up Gemini, which is certainly very helpful. But we could also change this. So if you go here to long press, you can choose other assistants. So you can have it pull up the Bixby assistant. And if you go here to the gear icon, you can even switch it over to ChatGPT instead. So just make sure that ChatGPT is installed on your device, and this option will show up here. And it's certainly possible too that other assistants, if you install them, will also be options that are offered. And another option here is that you can have long pressing on the power button actually pull up the power off menu. So this is how it used to be for a long time, and then they added so that if you pull down the shade, you can simply turn off the device or restart it from here. But I know some people do prefer the old-fashioned way here of simply holding down on the power button and then getting this option to power off, restart, and do more. Now you might have noticed that with the Galaxy A36 5G, by default, we do have this little side notch here. And if you swipe over on that, that is known as the edge panel. Now it is possible that the edge panel is not enabled by default, and if that's the case, just search it up in the settings and then from there enable it. But with the edge panel, there's a lot of different things we can do here. So with the edge panel, we have different apps and shortcuts here on the side. And if you go to this button right here, you can actually pull up any app on your device. So it's very convenient anywhere here on the operating system, just simply swipe over, then from there you can go there and pull up any app. And what's cool too is that if you actually hold down on the app icon, you can drop it right here to access split screen. And then from there, you can pick what you want the other app to be. So simply go here, and then from there, choose the other app, and then now we get a 50-50 split. If you want to tap here, it'll swap it around, and then if you tap on the star, you can even add an app pair to the home screen or the app's edge panel. Now what's also really cool is that if you hold down on the app and then drop it here in the middle, it'll create an app in pop-up view. So pop-up view is basically like this windowed mode. You can move the app around and then you can do other things on your device. So that's super convenient as well. You can even further resize this if you want it a bit smaller. So I could definitely see an app like the calculator being really convenient in this mode, because maybe you're doing something else and you want to do a calculation, you can quickly switch between the two different things here on the phone. And then also, if you tap up here, you can further minimize, so tap on that minus icon. And then now we just have this little floating icon for the app itself. And then you can tap on it again, it'll bring it back here to the pop-up view. And then if you want to tap here once more, you can then further expand things out or get rid of it completely. So that's a really cool functionality and definitely really convenient. Now back here on the Edge panel, if you tap on this pen icon, you can further customize what apps you actually want to have here. So that's definitely nice, and obviously whatever you have here on the side is going to be the most convenient apps to access. And then also when you swipe over on the Edge panel, you'll see this gear icon, so go there. And then there's even other panels available. So apps is the default, but there's also people, tasks, weather, tools, clipboard, and reminder. So definitely a lot of things that you might want to try out here with the Edge panel. Now, if you go to your settings and then go to search and then type in Edge panel, there are some customizations for this. So just tap here on Edge panels and then go down here and go there. And then now go to handle. You can then customize how you want the handle to actually look. So you can also change the location of the handle if you want it a little bit lower, a little bit higher up. You can do that too. You can also move the handle to the left side. So if you're left-handed, that might make a little bit more sense for you. You can also change the style, so you can change the color, the transparency, size, all of that. So lots of different ways to customize the Edge panel handle. Now with the Galaxy A36 5G, if you want to hide an app on the device, but still keep the app installed, you can do that. So hold down on the home screen here. Then from there, go to settings. And then from there, go down to where you see hide apps on home and app screens. So once you go there, you can pick the app that you want to hide. So I'm going to hide Facebook. So I'm going to select that. It's now in my hidden apps, and I can add as many apps as I want to the hidden apps, but I'm going to go to done. And then now you can see Facebook is no longer here, and it's also no longer in the app drawer. So that's now officially hidden. Now to bring it back, simply hold down once again, go to the settings, go to hide apps, remove it from there, go to done, and then now you can see Facebook is once again here. And then from there, I can add it back to the home screen on my device. So that's certainly really helpful. But let's go back over to this part of the settings. And there's some other things I want to show you. So one of them is app labels. So if you go to app labels or turn off app labels and then go to your home screen, you'll see there no longer are any labels for your apps. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. And I think this is a really cool and clean way to set up your home screen, so that might be something worth trying out. Because if you are putting an app on your home screen, then you're most likely already very familiar with the actual app icon, so this might be a feature that could really kind of improve things for you. Now when you swipe over to the left, you'll see here that there is the Discover feed, and I actually really like this feature, but if you don't want it, you can disable it. So go here to the settings once again on your home screen, go down to where it says Add Media to Home Screen, turn that off, and then now you'll see that you can no longer access that. So if that is something that you're not using, then you might want to consider disabling it there. So that is something worth trying out as well. You can also change the home screen grid, so you can add more icons to the grid if you want to. So that might be convenient. And then also rotate to landscape mode. So with that enabled, you can actually rotate the phone, and then now you can use your entire home screen in this landscape mode. So that might be nice. Maybe you're driving for Uber, or maybe you're just using navigation in your car and your phone is already in this landscape orientation. Then you can quickly go over to your home screen, and then everything will be there usable here in this format. And then if you flip over to portrait, the phone will then be back to normal. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to take a screenshot with the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. And there's multiple ways to take a screenshot here with the device. So the first way to take a screenshot with the Galaxy A36 5G is to simply hold the volume down and power button for about a second. Then from there, you have options to crop it. You can also share it. So that's how you take a screenshot. Now another way to take a screenshot is to actually use Gemini. So hold down on the power button, take a screenshot.
Sure, taking a screenshot.
And now Gemini took a screenshot. So that's really nice. We can also go to the Edge panel, go to AI Select, and then from there, you can select a part of the screen, and then I can save that screenshot. So this is a screenshot of a certain part of the phone. And another way to take a screenshot with this device is a feature called palm swipe to capture. So simply take the edge of your hand, swipe over, and then it'll take a screenshot. But that's how to take a screenshot with the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. Now, as you've seen, this device has a lot of different features, but there's actually a certain area in the settings that gives you even more options. So go to the settings, then from there, go down to advanced features, and then from there, you're going to see some different things here. So there's motions and gestures. Now, many of these are already enabled by default, but you can see one of them is not. So enable lift awake. So now with your phone's display off, if you pick up your device, it will then wake up the display. And in addition to that, going back over to here, you can see we have double tap to turn on the screen, double tap to turn off the screen as well. So I'm going to double tap, the screen's off, double tapping again, turns it back on. There's also alert when phone picked up, mute with gestures, and then I did already show you palm swipe to capture. And then also in this area is one-handed mode. Now, one-handed mode is a pretty cool hidden feature. Now, since this device has a display that's so big, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to reach all portions of the operating system. So thanks to one-handed mode, that is much easier. So all you have to do is just swipe down on the home button, and then from there, it shrinks down the display. So I can easily swipe down here on the shade. I can access different features and functionalities. I can go home here. Basically, we're getting a mini phone on this device, so it's definitely very convenient. I can also move it to the left side if I want, so if I'm left-handed, that could be helpful. I can also move it a little bit further up here as well, so I can really customize things exactly how I want it to be. And then there's also the option to change the exact size of one-handed mode, so that's really cool too. And then to get out of this, simply tap outside of it. Now going here to one-handed mode, we can also switch this over to button. So if you double press on the home button, you're getting the same exact thing. Now another feature here is dual messenger. So with certain apps that do support it, and you can see Snapchat, Facebook, and Messenger are all apps that do support this feature. Basically, it'll download a clone of that app so you can sign in with 2 different accounts. So I think Snapchat, I don't really use Snapchat a whole lot nowadays, but I'm pretty sure Snapchat doesn't allow you to switch between 2 accounts when you are logged in. So you'd have to log out of one and log into the other. So with this, you can be logged into 2 different accounts. So it's definitely very convenient. Now also in the settings here, you'll want to go down a little bit to lock screen and AOD. So AOD is always on display. So this is a very nice feature, and actually not every A series phone even has support for the always on display. But you can see it is enabled by default. However, you can take this one step further. So if you go here, you'll actually see that there are quite a few options. So if you go to when to show, by default it's set to tap to show. So that's not necessarily always, because it's not. You can see there's an option for always, there's an option for new notifications as scheduled, auto as well. So auto might be the best because you can see here, it'll show all the time unless your phone detects that it's in a dark place, such as maybe in your pocket or in a dark room. But I'm gonna go to always, and then now you can see the always on display is actually always on. So I'm not sure why it's not like this by default, but definitely you're going to want to enable always on display here on the phone if you haven't already. And I would definitely put it in this specific mode because you really are going to get that full always on display experience. But this concludes my video on tips, tricks, and hidden features for the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. Now there are many other things this device can do, and I couldn't really put it all in this video, but let me know what you think of what I showed you. And with all that said, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.